So what I want to move into now is a concept that I think is really important to look at, because what we spoke about before is this physical body that we have. We need to look after it. And I think some of the time when we look at this concept of a physical body, we need to look at it not just a one-dimensional thing. When we look at this physical body that we have, it's a multi-dimensional being. There's so many different systems that make up the physical body itself. But as I was speaking into before, we have a psychology and a physiology that's 100% connected. But at the same time, we also have this energetic essence that brings this concept of physical form or matter into reality. So what I want to speak in today is something called the 7 dimensions of total wellness. And all I want you to do is, as I go through these 7 dimensions of total wellness, I just want you to simply look at each one of these aspects of your life and note where you are currently, and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself to where you're currently at this stage of the game of your life. So let's move through and look at the 7 dimensions of total wellness. So the first dimension of total wellness is obviously the physical. Then we move into this intellectual version of wellness, emotional version of wellness, social version of wellness, spiritual, occupational, environmental. So let's look at physical wellness. When we look at physical wellness, it involves aspects of our life that are necessary to keep yourself physically healthy through a combination of physical activity, movement, balance, and balanced eating habits. So physical wellness includes doing some sort of muscular strength training to keep your bones and muscles strong, muscular endurance, which essentially is building your body for endurance of some type. That might simply just be doing some hiking, cardiovascular strength as well. Flexibility, so open body is an open mind, and it's going to reduce you having injuries. Also, it's going to lead to greater mobility in life and greater functioning of all organs, ligaments, bones, everything. And of course, balanced nutrition is really important as well. So when we look at intellectual wellness, it's stimulating activities to expand someone's knowledge and skills to help them discover their potentiality. An intellectually well person values mental growth. Well, you're all here, so there's obviously something in that. Values mental stimulation and is engaged in the exploration of new ideas and understandings. So when we look at emotional wellness, it involves being attentive to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It comes from a place of observation rather than reaction. So how can we observe those thoughts, those emotions, and not become so intertwined into them, but rather, how can we be one with them? How can we feel it? Because we need to feel it to heal it. How can we observe it, gather the empowering lessons and learnings, and then decide how we want to respond? Yeah. So an individual that is practicing emotional wellness is aware of their thoughts, emotions, and feelings, sees things as they are, often reframes to the positive, seeks support and expresses their emotions, that's important, and sets priorities for themselves, and the ability to sometimes say no, sets themselves as a priority, and accepts mistakes or feedback, if you want to call it that, and learns from them, being at a place of total cause. Social wellness. Social wellness refers to one's ability to interact and find time for loved ones and, but underline this one, themselves. An individual that is practicing social wellness is open in communication with others, has a meaningful relationship and relationships, I should say, so a meaningful relationship with themselves and others, respects themselves and others, and is self-full and contributes equally, so finds the time to give back to themselves. And here's the thing, like, if you truly respect yourself and you truly respect others, there's certain things that you will do and will not do. There's certain ways that you will nourish relationships and nourish yourself. When you look at even the way in which you feed yourself, if you were to just consciously ask yourself the question, is what I'm about to put in my mouth right now going to nourish me or punish me? Is the way I'm moving my body right now nourishing me or punishing me? Are the thoughts that I'm having on, in this moment, nourishing thoughts based in respect and love, or am I beating myself up? It's the self-observation that is the first step to us moving forward. Spiritual awareness. Spiritual wellness and awareness is a personal matter involving values and beliefs and provides purpose in our lives. An individual that is practicing spiritual wellness is in search of meaning and purpose in their life, is constantly striving for a state of harmony with oneself and others, is living in alignment with their core values and beliefs, has an equal amount of doing in their life that is happening as being, and is on a journey of constant growth and transcendence. So let's look at mastering occupational wellness. When we look at mastering occupational wellness, it's the ability to achieve a balance between work and leisure time. It focuses on finding our gifts and sharing them with the world. An individual that is practicing occupational wellness loves what they do for work. And they say, if you love what you do, you don't really work a day in your life. There's a fair bit of truth to that. There's times where you have to be head down and bum up for sure, but at the same time, you wouldn't have it any other way if you really love what you do. Has a deep sense of meaning and purpose, has the ability to grow both personally and professionally, and is able to contribute to others in a meaningful way. And yet again, is in alignment with their top values. So mastering environmental wellness. When we're mastering environmental wellness, it is the ability to be in harmony with your living environment, community, and global environment. An individual that is practicing environmental wellness has a clean, safe living arrangement, has a circle of people that encourage healthy behaviors. That's really important. Is not influenced by others' views or opinions. We realize it's just opinions. We don't take things so personally. Rather, we take things on as just feedback. Okay. Minimizes one's impact in a negative way on their community and the world, and is in alignment with their top values and that of nature, working from a place of ecology. So we'll get into our values soon. You'll see how important they really are. So, all right, here's where we start to get a little bit more into the interactive side of things. So what I want you to do is write down each one of those different headings that we have here on the screen. So we have emotional wellness, social wellness. Just write them down as a list on a piece of paper. Yeah. So write it down as social, emotional, social, physical, emotional, social, intellectual, spiritual, environmental, occupational. Just write them down. And all we're going to do is we're going to give you guys 1 minute. I just want you to just score these out of 10 at the moment, your personal satisfaction level to each one of these in your life right now. So if you're like, you know what, there's my physical health in terms of wellness at the moment, my physical wellness at the moment, gee, there's some room for improvement. It's not too bad. I'm kind of satisfied with that right now. Maybe you'll give it a 5 out of 10. Okay. If if you're like, you know what, I'm really satisfied with my level of health right now, my physical health right now, my physical wellness, I should say, it's probably like a 9 out of 10, then put a 9 out of 10. But I want you to do this for all the different areas of your life. Cool. So give it a score out of 10, each of those different areas. And less thinking, more feeling. The first thought that comes up. Any questions, feel free to raise your hand, or you can take yourself off mute and just ask me directly if you have any questions about how to do that exercise real quick. Anyone? Awesome, guys. Looks like we're all good. Give you guys 1 minute. 1 minute. Give yourself a score out of 10 for each. 1 minute, 1 minute for that.